What's up, YouTube? Back with another review. Night of Champions 2012. I have a couple problems with this one. And I'll get to them soon. This was actually a pretty good event. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't great. Wasn't horrible. It was decent. Now, first of all, I don't like the cover because, I hate it when they give away the results. It's like really dumb. But let's go on ahead and get on the review. The first match of the night. Actually, before I get to the matches, I want to point out that this was just 6 days after Jerry Lawler had a heart attack and everything. I do have a problem with what some of the fans were saying back in this year, that it was just part of a storyline. I thought that was really disrespectful for some fans to say that. But that's on a different note. But on to the review. The first match was the Intercontinental Championship match, which was a Fatal 4-Way match, like last year's United States Championship match was Fatal 4-Way. But this was a Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship. I do feel that the Intercontinental Championship should always be defended at a Fatal 4-Way at Night of Champions. I just think it would be a great idea and help bring back some of the prestige to have more than one guy going after the title. Then you just need a lot more WWE needs a lot more Fatal 4-Way matches. We're lucky if we get one a year. But first match was the Intercontinental Championship, Fatal 4-Way. Intercontinental Champion The Miz defending against Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara. This match wasn't that bad, but Sin Cara really brought it down with the stupid things that he would do. There was a point where Rey Mysterio took out Cody Rhodes and he went outside the ring with Cody. And Sin Cara's the only guy in the ring, and he just, for some reason, lays down and steps out of the ring just for when Rey Mysterio got in the ring. He would just get right back in the ring for the confrontation. It was dumb. And then there was another point where he screwed up. Rey Mysterio hit the 619 on the Miz, or laid out the Miz. Took out Cody Rhodes. Sin Cara was outside the ring as well. And instead of laying down, he stands up and just walks along the ring side and watches Rey Mysterio go for a pin and does nothing to stop it. I thought those were really stupid things on Sin Cara. I always think he botches a lot of his moves. You can see that he screws them up constantly, which is why I'm not a big fan of the Lucha Dragons that he's a part of. I just don't like Sin Cara. The Miz ended up picking up the win. He didn't even know who he pinned because before that, Sin Cara pulled out a mask and kind of the same way that Mick Foley would pull out Mr. Sacco, that's how he pulled out the mask and put it on the Miz, not all the way on, just enough to cover up the eyes, and then Miz was blinded. Cody Rhodes tried to go for Crossroads. The Miz, and he moves back and hits the Miz. Miz turns around and hits the skull-crushing finale and goes for the pin and gets the win, and Sin Cara just really brought this match down. The next match was the WWE Tag Team Championship match. It was originally supposed to be Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus Primetime Players. But before the pay-per-view, like I think the Raw before the pay-per-view, or 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, AJ Lee, who was general manager of Monday Night Raw at the time, decided to force the Primetime Players to defend their number one contender spots against Kane and Daniel Bryan, who was doing an anger management storyline, which was actually pretty cool, and I actually liked that team, because usually when you have a team, it's two guys coming in together and that's it, or two single competitors just for some reason deciding to team up. No reason for it, no real storyline for it. And with Kane and Daniel Bryan, it was like, oh, they had a couple matches, they had a feud, they're not getting along throughout the beginning of them being a team. It just made sense. It was a good storyline for them and a good way to make the team. But what was I gonna say? Anyways, they had a lot of arguing during the match. They did a whole hugging in the middle of the match, which was a little weird. Fans were actually chanting "Hug It Out," and I thought that was a little weird. I was like, really? I mean, so, Daniel Bryan ends up taking out Kofi Kingston. Kane tags himself in and goes and tries to do the clothesline that he does from off the top of the rope. But Daniel Bryan grabs a hold of his leg, and Kofi Kingston tries and does a what's the move? I don't. I want to say it's a Hurricanrana, but I might be wrong. Yeah, off the top of the rope, and you can tell that was. Kofi kind of screwed his part up a little bit, and then Kane didn't like it, even though it saved him. So he shoves Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan attacks him and shoves him off the top rope, and Kane just lands on Kofi Kingston and gets the win. And after the match, they're both yelling at each other back and forth. I'm the tag team champions, which I thought was really funny. I actually liked that part. But Kane and Daniel Bryan getting the win. What was the next match? Next match was Antonio Cesaro versus Zack Ryder. A couple things I want to touch on this. WWE has a way of really confusing fans, because back then his name was Antonio Cesaro. Earlier on, in mid-2013, they just dropped the Antonio and just started calling him Cesaro, which I thought was a little weird and really confusing, because I was like still wanting to call him Antonio Cesaro, but today I kind of like the whole just plain Cesaro. That and his gimmick back in 2012, I didn't like. I didn't like his theme song. I like his music today. It's a little bit better. Kind of like the whole siren thing. Anyways, he defends against Zack Ryder, who won a battle royal on the pre-show. I just think it's a little weird on how Zack Ryder won the pre-show. It was down to him and Tensai, which Tensai has been known as other guys, A-Train, Prince Albert, and the guy has gotten nothing out of WWE. I think If he's still in WWE right now, I think he should go back to Japan and wrestle there, because I'm sure he gets a lot more respect there. But anyways, this match was just a real squash match. This was like 7 minutes, I think. Cesaro retaining the title. The next match was Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler, which I really enjoyed this match. It was pretty good. Randy Orton picked up the win with the RKO. The next match was, what was the next match? I want to say the next match was the World Heavyweight Championship match. Now, I did not like this feud that was going on with the World Championship match. I thought it ruined Sheamus's championship run. It was the Sheamus versus Del Rio. This feud was going on for about 3 months. Really, they were supposed to start the feud in June, but Del Rio suffered an injury. And then, so, that kind of saved us, because, 4 whole months of the feud, and then in October, I thought they were going to continue the feud, but thank goodness they didn't, because this feud was just horrible, and it really ruined Sheamus's world title run completely. Del Rio decides to hire David Otunga to have the Broad Kick banned because he's a lawyer. It was just really dumb. This match actually wasn't as long as it was, as long as I thought it was. It was actually really only 18 minutes. I thought it was 25, but it was only 18 minutes long. Booker T comes out, unbans the Broad Kick, but it didn't really help the match because the match was still horrible. I am not a Del Rio fan at all. I thought Del Rio in WWE was just horrible. I was really glad when I heard that he left. I hated how he got fired, because I heard that somebody in the company made some kind of racial slur about Mexicans, and he went off and he got fired for it, and the other guy still has a job. I don't know much about it, just that's what I heard. But Sheamus ended up getting the win with the Broad Kick. Not a lot of fans really enjoyed Sheamus as champion. And I know at Money in the Bank, some fans weren't happy that he won. SummerSlam, the month before this event, fans were just booing Sheamus completely. In this one, some fans were cheering, some fans were booing. But Sheamus was not given a good title run. The next match was the Divas Championship match. Layla defending against Eve. Originally, it was supposed to be Layla defending the title against Kaitlyn. But for some reason, they decided to go with some stupid storyline of Kaitlyn getting injured, somebody attacking her from behind. Eve is the one that hired the hit. Oksana's the one that did it. It's just a really stupid storyline. And Eve ends up replacing Kaitlyn in the match, and ends up winning the Divas Championship, which all the fans were cheering it for some reason. I don't know why. The next match was somewhat match of the night. I mean, Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton, definitely one of the matches of the night. This match was somewhat... I'd actually put Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler ahead of this one because of the ending. But this match was a good 33-minute long match. It was John Cena versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. You had some pretty interesting stuff. It was in John Cena's hometown. CM Punk was demanding respect for how long he's been champion. Felt that he wasn't getting the respect he deserved. Which in a lot of ways I agree, because I mean, he wasn't getting the main events. It was always handed to John Cena, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Triple H. I mean, really, CM Punk and Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 28 had an unbelievable match. Should have had the main event, but for some reason it was given to Rock vs. Cena, which wasn't really that great of a match anyways. Even though the whole year it was built up for a whole year, it still wasn't that good. This match was okay, was really great. Sorry, I screwed up there. This match was a pretty great match. John Cena actually hitting going for a dive outside the ring, like what Daniel Bryan and CM Punk usually does. John Cena did it for the first time ever. At least I think it was for the first time ever. CM Punk ended up hitting like 3 go-to-sleeps and a rock bottom. Couldn't get the win. The ending was really dumb. Cena puts CM Punk on the top rope and goes for a German suplex off the top rope and goes for a pin. And turns out Cena's shoulders were also down, so CM Punk ended up retaining the title. Now, there was like, I was looking at my DVD player, checking the time, seeing how much was left. They could have restarted the match, to be honest, because there was still, by the time the bell rung to end the match, there was like 5 minutes left of the show. So instead of the referee waving off, he lets Cena go get the title and celebrate with the fans and a couple army guys, military guys. And then as soon as he's up, he gets back in the ring. He's showing off the title from standing on the rope, showing off the title. As soon as he gets down, the referee takes the title and just walks it back over to CM Punk and ends it on their draw. By this time, there was still 3.5 minutes left of the show. The referee could have just restarted the match. Cena kind of goes, hey, well, why are you restarting the match? I won. Not realizing that his shoulders were down. CM Punk gets up, hits the go to sleep, 1, 2, 3. Would have been a better finish. And would have been a better way for CM Punk in his quest for respect and to prove that he was the best in the world. It was just done really horrible with that finish, and it brought the match down, and it really brought this event down to know that the end of this event, the last match of the night, was ended on a draw. But so, due to that, I give it about a 7 out of 10. No, 6 out of 10. Because the Intercontinental Championship match was okay. Sin Cara's dumb mistakes really brought that one down. Tag Team Championship match was decent. U.S. Championship match sucked. Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, awesome match. Most definitely match of the night. World Heavyweight Championship match. Not that great. Divas Championship match. Not that great. This match, the CM Punk John Cena match, was good, but the bad call and Indy get on a draw really brought it down. So I give it about a 6 out of 10 actually. The next one is Night of Champions 2013. Sorry, dropped the case. Comment, like, and subscribe. Peace out.